Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm beginning this today's meet with 7 steps to treat trading as a business. And after this, we'll take some questions and answers as well and have a discussion time. Treating trading as a business, or 7 steps to treat trading as a business. Some people, they treat it like a hobby, and so what happens is they just do it for fun and they end up losing money. And that becomes very depressing for them. Others, they treat it as a game and they keep trying all kinds of funny things and they get into all kinds of trouble. All right, here's the first one. Be ready for slow and busy seasons. Every businessman knows that there are seasons and that there are trends. And so be ready for slow and busy seasons. So a business will have busy seasons and slow seasons, but overhead expenses will remain the same. Okay, so not every month can be profitable. It's the same thing with the trading. All right, so that's basically very self-explanatory. You'll have business overhead expenses like paying your employees, rent, electricity, all the other things, taxes. Everything will be the same, no matter how much money you make or don't make, and it's somewhat similar to trading. So if you're losing money or if you're gaining money, your costs will be the same, but you got to remember there will be seasons. So be ready for that. So when there is a low season, when there is a time when you're not making money or making less money or losing money, don't panic and don't be afraid. Like I mentioned to you that this month I made a little bit of day trading profits, but overall I'm in a loss, and that's part of business. All right. Then in some months you'll have more wins, in some months you'll have more losses. It's what you do on average for the whole quarter or whole year that matters. And at the end of in January, I gave the not just me, but many of us in our group, they gave their record of what they made during the year. Some of them shared the percentages. Some of them shared their actual money, the dollar or rupee amounts. And so that means that, did you make money for the whole quarter or for the whole year? That's really what matters. In some months you may lose or you may make less. You got to be ready for that. Okay. Number 2, keep clear records like any other business. Okay. You'll see that even a small, tiny business like something that doesn't have a whole lot of variety or anything. Like I go to the shop where I buy chicken meat, and every single one they write it down, every single one, and so keep clear records like any other business. So if it's a big business, same thing, they'll have records, and we cannot avoid that. So you got to record your trades like any business that has bookkeeping to record their revenue and their expenses. Okay, so you got to know how much this money is going out, how much money is coming in. All of that needs to be very clear for you. Okay, this is for you to keep track of your progress, results, and find areas to improve. You must record your profits and losses so you can identify your end results. So some people say, oh, it's there, I can find it whenever I want, and people who think, and it is true, you can go back and in Zeroda, you can find all the records and make all the calculations. But you know what? If you don't do it on a month-to-month basis, it's not going to happen. And if you're day trading, if you don't do it on a day-to-day basis, it's just not going to happen. After a while, it will pile up and it will become so much, and then finally it becomes I don't want to say depressing, but it becomes inhibiting for you to try to do anything further. All right. Third, refusing to do so, meaning keep records, is like a business that does not record their expenses and wonder why they spend so much money and subsequently lose so much money. So the same thing with trading. Number 3, you are the owner of your business. You're the owner of your business. In trading, you are the sole proprietor or the sole owner. If you are not putting in the time and effort to keep a top executive of business, then it's unlikely that you will succeed. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to have to put in 8 to 10 hours a day. Doesn't mean that. But, set a certain amount of time each day, maybe half hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, whatever it is. Set that time and focus that time for trading. Okay. And then make sure you bring in extra information to learn and to bring in a lot of, I've shared the learn to trade file that I've shared, which I'm constantly updating. I just updated it last week as well. Take something like that, go through it step by step, and learn. Now, and then, of course, YouTube has lots of great information. But if you're a new trader, okay, there are several people in our group that may not be here right now. They may be watching later on our channel. If you're a new trader, please don't go to YouTube and just start watching trading videos. Please don't do it right now. Wait 2 or 3 months with the quick start guide that I've given, and go through those steps and stick with that for at least 2 or 3 months and become regularly profitable. Okay, you want to become regularly profitable for 2 or 3 months, then you get into other methods. Okay, number 2, top executives don't just work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. They put in way more hours than that to keep the business running, operational, and profitable. Okay. Now, I don't have that much time per day to put into this, but then you know what I noticed? I noticed that when I'm on my way to work or coming back or doing other things, I'm constantly watching videos, reading articles on trading. Okay, I'm constantly adding to my knowledge and adding to my learning, and so some of the things that it's already part of my knowledge already, and I'm learning new things, psychology of trading, and even history. Okay, some of these types of things I keep learning so that I could expand my understanding. So if you're going to see yourself as a businessman, you are the owner. You got to put in the time and the effort. Okay, number 4. Be ready for a phase of growth. Okay, you've got to be ready for that. Don't think that you'll go in and just start making money from the beginning. No business starts out as profitable. They're likely to be in the red until years later when they can recover the losses and then some. I know that some of you have made some money on Zomato, and maybe a couple of days ago you might have entered Zomato again and lost some money. All right. I know some people who got in when the IPO came out, and they doubled their money in just, a few days or something like that. That was nice. But you know what? Zomato really has not been profitable yet. Okay, they've been making money, but they've been putting that money into the business development and into advertisement and all kinds of things they've been putting. They really haven't been profitable yet. But look at that. But still, so many people are willing to put that money into it. Most businesses start up with debts and borrow money. Don't expect to pay off all those in 1 year. In trading, you will likely incur losses at the beginning of your trading journey. Understand that it's a process. All must go through in order to come up to the top. Okay. Now, please don't borrow money. That's one thing I want to tell you. Don't borrow money to trade. All right. And unless you feel that you've been trading for long enough where you can trade with other people's money, don't borrow any money. Just use the money you have. And of course, if you're starting out, I've recommended you put in a certain amount, maybe 2,000, 5,000, or 10,000, something like that. Keep that amount of money there until you are monthly, regularly profitable, and then add to that. But even when you add to that incrementally. Okay, maybe 500 a month, 1,000 a month, 5,000 a month, like that. Month by month, add to that. If you're a person, you have like 10 lakhs laying around and you want to trade with that, don't put it all in. Okay, put it in incrementally, little by little, so you can learn how to handle that. Okay. So I think we've covered both of these. All right, let's go to number 5. Okay. So you want to make a year-end review. That's what we did this January, okay, for 2021. Each and every year, businesses review their entire operations. They identify the mistakes they made, find solutions to their problems, and create plans, visions, and goals. Okay, so if you've been trading for the last 1 year, then you need to not only calculate your profits and losses, but also along with that, what you want to do is you want to figure out where have you gone wrong? What are the areas that you're struggling with? What are the areas that you just can't keep up with? And try to figure out, okay, what are steps I can take? Okay. Now, if you have doubts about that, like you might say, well, I'm having with my problems with my entry. I'm always entering at the wrong place, or I'm having problems with my exit plan. I'm exiting too late, and by that time, the trend reverses, or things like that. If you have those kinds of questions, put it in the group, and we can answer the questions within the group. And then let's see that if more people have that same question, we could do a training on that, something like what I'm doing right now. Okay. Next, identify your mistakes by journaling your trades. Especially day traders need to do this. Okay. Find areas to improve, whether that is your entry. Okay. So you're taking care of your stop loss, or the target price, whatever it is, your risk management, trading psychology, your mindset, your emotions, all of that. You need to know what's going on. Acknowledge your mistakes. Get rid of that ego. Work on overcoming your mistakes. There are some people that start trading and then they drop out because of their ego. Because they're like, I've never done something where I'm losing so much, or I've been a success in so many other things. And this one, I seem to be a failure. And so their ego keeps them from moving forward and learning more, because it's like, I can't stand this. All right. And especially in a group. But, I'm glad this group is a very encouraging group. We're not putting people down, and, so that's a great thing. Okay. Number 6, never give up. Okay, I've got a lot here. There's a saying that, well, I know this is not something that is clearly documented, but there's a saying that 90% of small businesses fail within 3 years. So acknowledge the odds are not in your favor, but continue to put in time and effort. Never give up. Okay, so that seems to be the trend for businesses. And people feel that 90 to 95% of traders also fail. You don't often hear about the traders who lose, but you often hear about the social media gurus and scammers doing so well. And so they always mention their profits. They never mention. And what often happens is, if they're making losses, they'll be silent for a while. They won't say anything. They'll wait until they make some profits, and they come out and say, hey, look what I did. I made 20%, 50%, or, this much. I made, this many lakhs of rupees. So they'll only highlight their gains. Next, trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme, nor is it easy. You've got to continue to put in time and effort to succeed. So you've got to see it as a process. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to see it as a process, step by step by step. Do you remember that quotation I shared in the group earlier? This was months ago. The aim of trading is not to make money. The aim of trading is to trade well. See, you trade well, and making money just happens automatically. It comes when you trade well. So if you try to focus on making money, you end up losing money. Okay, it's like driving. When you're driving, have you ever, I don't know, whenever I've taught several people how to drive, and I always tell them, don't look at the lines on the ground. Okay, look straight ahead where you are going. And what often happens with people is, when they look on the line, they begin to swerve back and forth. Now, this doesn't come instantly. And those who cannot commit to a portion of their time will not be able to continue trading consistently and sustainably. See, that committing your time doesn't have to be during trading hours. It can be during the evening, or in the mornings, or at night, or weekends. I really feel that if you're going to do swing trading, if you spend 2 or 3 hours solid time on the weekend, like Friday night or Saturday or Sunday, and going through your charts, have a whole bunch of charts and go through them very quickly, not quickly, but very clearly, and make your analysis, okay, and select the ones that you feel are most probable for this week, okay, and then during that week, just look at that. So you may only need to spend a few minutes every single day, but a few hours on the weekend will really work, okay? Most importantly, if you fail, get right back up. Never give up trading, and never give up in life too, of course. And then finally, here it is. Make your business plan clear, okay? Have a clear business plan. Every business has a plan. They know their business. They have a clear path, what they wish to follow, and the successful ones stick to that path, okay? So we've got a guy here in Adur that the only thing he sells is bananas. Bananas, that's it. If you go up to him and say, hey, along with bananas, why don't you include soft drinks, or why don't you include, maybe you sell some chicken meat or this or that, whatever you say, they'll say, well, if you want to do that, you go do that, but this is my business. I'm selling bananas. That's all he sells, okay? He knows what his business is. He has a plan, and he sticks with it, and he's been there for years selling just bananas, and people show up, okay? See, you've heard the statement, plan your trade and trade your plan. Make a plan and stick to it. Make a plan and stick to it. Don't change it in between. You heard something here, you heard something on the news, your friend said something, or you saw something on YouTube, and don't make a change. Stick to it. All right? All right. You got to have a purpose, right? What is your purpose? Is it a scalping trade? Is it a day trade? Or is it a swing trade? Okay? Or is it long-term investment? Whatever it is, you need to have a purpose, and have your purpose very clear. And then you need to have an entry. Okay? What helps you to find your entry? Is it a moving average crossover? Is it crossing a trend line? Is it catching a swing up and down? Is that what that is? Or is it confirmation after retesting a support line? Okay? Or after crossing over a resistance, and then retesting, and then getting a confirmation, which that turns into a support line all of a sudden. And then have an exit plan. What could be the exit plan? Maybe a trend reversal. All right, the trend is reversing, so you want to get out. You might have been in for a few weeks or a month, and the trend is now reversing, you get out. With whatever profit you got, that's enough, you get out. Okay, consolidation after a trend line breakout. That's another way you might exit. Or resistance line for a swing trade. Okay, these are the things that you would do. All right, so let's go through and review quickly, and then we'll take some time for some questions and answers. So we're talking about 7 steps to treat trading as a business. Okay, first step, be ready for slow and busy seasons. Okay, it's part of business. You've got to expect it. You're not going to make profits every single trade, every single week, every month. Okay, be ready for that. Number 2, keep clear records like any other business, right? Record keeping is a must, especially for day trading, but also for swing trading. Keep good records of what you're doing with your cash, how much cash you have, and the trades that you take. Keep records. Number 3, you are the owner of your business. What does that imply? Well, that implies that you need to put the effort. So we want to be ready for the growth phase. Okay, so that means that there's going to be a time where you're learning, when you're growing. You're learning your skill, you're increasing your skills, and you're increasing your capital little by little. So if you only have 2,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 in your account, and you're doing that for 3 months, 6 months, and you might be feeling like, oh, I'm not making much money. Fine, that's okay. What you're doing is, instead of making money right now, you're learning to trade. You're learning the skill. You're learning the process, and you're gaining experience, and also you're learning how to be disciplined. Number 5, make a year-end review. Okay, quarterly, yearly, you got to give it up. You got to work on that. And number 6, never give up. Okay, you may have losses for a month or 2, or something might seem very confusing, don't give up. All right. One of the ways not to give up, I think, is to stay active in the group. Okay. Ask questions, maybe help other people answer questions, things like that. Keeping active, staying active in the group can help. And then number 7, make your business plan clear. In other words, you got to know, you got to plan your trade your plan, make a plan and stick to it. That's the basic idea. Have a purpose. What am I trying to do? Entry and your exit needs to be very clear. Okay, good. That's what I have to share with you today. And now I just want to take a minute for any questions you may have. It could be anything, and we'll talk about it. Okay. And then I think others
Yeah,
will watch on the YouTube channel. Yes, Ajish.
yeah. I was just I'm just having a very slow phase, so it's going to be about 1 year in April.
Yeah.
So, and some months are, I make a small profit, then I go into another one of these trades which will be a huge loss.
Yeah.
So I just get disappointed again. So it was a good study that presentation that you gave, that never give up, because I felt like just throwing the towel and going to something that I know, because this is a long process. I still haven't put in any money every month. I'm just trading with the same amount that I put in 1 year back.
Yeah.
But I just need to start consistently making profits, which is not yet happening. So that's never give up is what I got from this presentation.
Good. So my question to you, Ajish, is this: at any given time, how many different stocks are you into? How many trades are you into?
So I'll just give you, like, this month, I just got into 2 trades only, and both were doing good. Like, but what mistake I did is I just put a small amount. Like, I just put 1,000 rupees in each of them.
Okay.
And both of them, like, went into about 10%.
Please tell me which ones.
Yeah.
Tata Power and ONGC. So both were doing good. And so I thought, okay, this is I got a hang of it. So then what I did is then I got into oil, and I put 5,000 in it.
Okay.
And that went into -3% and ate up everything that I made in both these things.
Yeah. See, Ajish, that's the thing. Trying to figure out, okay, I want to have, you need to have a plan, right? So I want to always split my money into 3 trades or 2 trades or something like that, or 5 trades. Have that kind of a plan. And so discipline is a big issue in trading, So have a plan and say, okay, I'm going to always make sure I have at least 3 different stocks that are running, or 4 or 5, something like that. If anyone who's starting out, I recommend like 2 or 3, only 2 or 3 companies enter. But if you've been doing it for 6 months to a year, okay, maybe go into a maximum of 4 or 5, so that if you end up with one that's going down, and then maybe one day what I'll do is I'll do a class on Ecclesiastes chapter 11. It's on investment and all of that. It's really amazing. Yeah. So that's something you can try, Ajish. Try to always have 3 or 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in being consistent in your amount, it'll make a difference, because, just going from 1,000 to 5,000, it's just, because the stop loss will get hit. So that's one thing. Learning to trade and trading to plan, that's one thing I do take into for.
Yeah. There's been some guys in our group who had extra capital available, and they'll put in 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs, something like that very quickly. And then they'll trade with that. And then, 2% loss on 5 lakhs is a whole lot more than 2% of 2% of 2,000. And so then they quickly get discouraged. They lose a big amount of money. They quickly get discouraged. So what I tell them is, if you have 1 or 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs to trade with, don't put it all in. Just put in every month, add to it. It could be 2,000, 5,000, whatever it is, add to it month to month. Yeah. Good. Any others? Any other questions, doubts, ideas?
Yeah, Pastor Lexi, and I think I'm doing everything wrong.
Yes. Okay.
And whatever you tell me, I don't do it. And then
Yeah.
the only thing that I've done is, add more money every month.
Okay.
So I started last year in March.
Yeah.
And I started off with 5,000 and I'm up to 17,000 now. The value of my holdings is like 13,000.
Yeah.
So I'm down so much.
Right. But you remember the instruction was to first become profitable monthly, then only add money.
Yeah. So the thing is, when I didn't know much about trading, the first few months, I was making like 5% profit and 3%. So I got so encouraged. I thought, okay, I can do this. And the more I know about it, the worse I'm performing. I can't understand it.
Yeah. And one of the reasons is because 2021 was a very bullish year. And it had to do with a lot of different reasons. In the US also, the government was just throwing money at people. Okay. And India, they say that they gave money, but I don't know how. Maybe I don't know what they did, but in the US, they were throwing money at people, which made the markets go up. And whenever US markets goes up, that impacts the Indian markets, and even Singapore. US and Singapore has a great impact on Indian markets. Like when you get up in the morning, if you see that Singapore has been going down, in Indian markets can also be down. Or the SGX fix Nifty, if that's going down, Indian markets could go down also. So 2021 was overall a bullish year, and that's the reason why you got into some trades. And in years like that, you put in money, and anything is going to go up. Yeah, but okay, stick to the amount that you have. Don't add any more. That's the key.
Okay. So what happens is all my money gets stuck, in loss-making shares. And then when I find something which I feel, okay, this might go up, so then I want to add more money to buy those stocks.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I try to do is always keep some cash aside in my account. Don't trade all your money. Keep some cash aside.
I don't know why. I think I've been telling you this since the last 8 months. I just find that if I have like 150 rupees left, I try to still find a few stocks that I can buy. I don't know why. Sometimes I'll buy one stock.
Yeah, I know
150. Why. For what? I don't know why I do that. It's so silly.
See, I know why. I think I know why. See, most people are in the bank or banking mindset, like the FD. If you have money sitting around in your house, it's dead money. People have said that's dead money. Instead, what you got to put into an account, you got to put it into an FD so that it will earn you some interest. And the longer you hold it, the more interest you get. And so the faster you take it to the bank, the better it is. So that concept is definitely there. And that is true for banking, for banks. You just don't make a whole lot of money. Okay. But for trading, you see it as a business and you need to have cash there waiting. By the way, does any of you know how much cash Apple computers have? They have, I don't know how many, it's not millions, but it's like trillions or is it billions? I don't know. In cash, okay? They have cash sitting around, huge sums of money. And it's like, what is this? Very few businesses do that. A lot of businesses, when they mention their net worth, they have it invested into property, they have been invested into all kinds of things. Even they invest into other types of businesses too, and other businesses of their same kind. Like, for example, Yes Bank, all right, although they've been down for so long now, still SBI and several other banks have invested into Yes Bank. Okay, they can't hold on to cash. They don't want to. But Apple does that. They hold on to cash. So we got to think like a business and learn to hold on to some cash. And the second thing is when you find a trade and you say, okay, I think this is going to go up. I think this is going to do good. Well, then immediately you need to write down, why do I feel that? Okay, what is my reasoning for that? Is it because the moving average? Is it because support and resistance? Is it on a channel pattern, or is it a triangle pattern? What is it, that makes me say that this is going to be profitable? Okay, so have a plan as well. So learn to hold on to cash, and then second, whenever you find something good, you ask yourself this question: why? Why is this good? Yeah, I think it's going to work. It's going to work, Savda. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Others? Anything else?
I don't plan to quit anyway. So
Good. Very good. Don't
going
quit.
to continue.
Yes. Any other doubts, questions, comments? Okay. Welcome, Ajay.
I do, if no one else has.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead and ask. Yeah.
Can I ask, Pastor? Yeah. So when you say plan your trade, I have no idea what it means.
Okay. All right. So let me go back to that here it is. Maybe you can take a screenshot of this. Okay. So basically that means first you need to know your purpose. Okay. And I hope
each trade, for each time you buy, or in general?
Yes, you need to have a purpose. In other words, for you'll be doing swing trade. You know that already. Okay. You need to swing trade.
So my problem is my purpose is to make money, and then you say that making money is not
change
your
that purpose. Yeah, the purpose is not to make money. The purpose is to trade well. That's where you need to make that change. Okay. And the second, entry. Okay, what is it that identifies my entry? What justifies my entry? Am I entering because the moving average crossover is there? And so for our new traders, I'm asking them to only look at the moving average crossover for the first 2 or 3 months. Okay, that's one of the most simplest ways. Do that, just that, and earn some money and learn how to buy, sell, and set the VTT and all of that. Learn all of those things just with the first one, moving average crossover. Okay, or is it crossing a trend line? Okay, is that what it's doing? Or is it a swing up and down? And I'm catching that swing and saying, okay, so it has touched the support and bounced back up. Okay, so now I'm going to enter because of the bounce. Okay, and I've gotten a confirmation green candle. Okay, so then you say, okay, now I'm going to enter. And at that time, you need to have the exit plan ready as well. So in other words, I draw the support and resistance and I find where is the next resistance. And I put the target at that resistance point. And then I put my stop loss below the support line. Okay, so have an exit plan clearly when you're going to exit. So these are the things you want to do: entry and exit mainly. That's how you would plan. And the weekly videos that I post regarding the my watch list. Okay, in there also I often mention, okay, this is why the moving averages look good. It's going between a support and resistance, or it's taking that swing. I share that, and then I say, okay, this is where I would place the stop loss if I enter, and this is where my target will be. And
yeah, but often, Pastor, what I feel is, the stocks that you review in your watch list, they are all expensive. I never buy those stocks.
Okay.
So I tend to buy only those which are like between 200 to 400 rupees. So I don't gain much from. I just watch it to learn about the support and resistance mainly.
Yes. So what you can do is, as I mentioned, on Friday night or like on Saturday, you can go through your list, okay, and then first make a second list of all the stocks that have the moving average crossover doing good.
Mm.
And then from there, you find out, okay, now is it going between a support? You can draw the lines. I hope you've taken the trading view.
I have, but somehow I've not got around to using that yet. And also,
Okay.
Pastor, like I told you, I don't get the laptop much, and on my phone,
Right.
I'm not able to use the chart so well. So Sabu has bought a tab, a 10-inch tab for me recently. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be for me to help me in my training, but
Good.
he's going to use it for a few months first.
Okay.
So
Well, see,
I still have
if
to wait for a couple of months.
you can do it on Saturday or Sunday, put aside some time to go through your watch list, and that'll work. And I can even, that'll work. That will give you the key.
And when you do your reviews, please include a few, cheaper stocks.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That you find interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions, doubts? Okay. So welcome, Ajay. And I mentioned that already. And so Ajay is starting this week. And thank you so much. I think we're ready to close our time. All right. Any other last questions? If not, we'll close up.
I hope I haven't discouraged Ajay with my comments.
No. That's fine. That's fine. Ajay has a chance to hear all these things.
Yeah, it's good I heard all this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. See, discipline is the biggest issue here.
All the best, Ajay. Oh gosh, I hate that word, Pastor Alexi.
Discipline.
Yeah.
But see, the good thing about trading is that we really learn about ourselves, and like what I just said about, putting all the money into one or two. So once you set it up to where you say, I'm going to have 4 or 5, stick to that, and then you'll begin to reap the benefits of it a few months down the road. Yeah.
I have 10. I'm holding 10
Okay.
right now.
Now that may be a bit too many. For that capital, that may be a bit too many. I would just do maybe 3 or 4 for that capital.
Yeah. And I saw that post that said he made 100% profit. And I'm like, how did you hold on till 100%? If I make 100 rupees, I get excited and I sell it off.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the way you do that is you got to look at the charts. And because sometimes, that 100 is all you can get, because if it's bouncing between the support and resistance, that once it gets up there, it's going to bounce back down again. Okay.
True.
So if it's between a support and resistance and you got 100 and you bounced up there, just get out and just take the money and go. Okay. But if it's a different type and you see the movement going up further, or if you see it breaking out of the resistance level each time, then you say, okay, so then there's more opportunity here. Yeah.
Okay, Pastor Lixi, I do have another doubt. I think I've asked you this before, but it's still
no problem.
So I see a stock that's doing well. There are green candles, like the last 2 days have been, good green candles. So then I get in the third day and then it goes down. It's so irritating.
Yeah. And this is the thing, you've got to draw the lines. The support, resistance, you got to draw the lines, and you got to draw your channels and things like that. And you got to have a reason for entry other than green candles.
Okay.
Because if something has been doing really well, it's probably about ready to turn down. See, it's like breathing.
Okay.
Breathing in and breathing out. Okay. You can't say, well, I've been breathing in for some time, I'm going to breathe in more. You can't do it. Or I'm breathing out and I'm going to keep breathing out.
But
there's nothing left.
The worst thing is, if I think like that, then you can be sure the next day it's going to go higher. There'll be a higher green candle. Then I'll be kicking myself. Why didn't I get? Why does that happen? It's super irritating, Pastor. I think that's the only irritating thing about trading.
Yeah, but you've heard the story about the pessimist and the optimist.
What is that? Which one?
The pessimist said, it can't get any worse. The optimist says, yes, of course it can get worse. That's the optimist. All right. All right, folks. Hope you all have a great evening. And
Thank you, Bhavto. Thank you so much.
I believe that we're on a good journey, and I've, like I said, I've just finished my second year, and I've been watching some videos, learning some history of the stock market, where all these concepts began and like that, trying to expand my understanding regarding that a little bit. But the key here for us is, you know, uh, for each one of us, including me, is discipline. Stick to it, stick to it. Either it's a loss or a gain, whatever it is, stick to it, be disciplined. Okay, God bless you. Have a great evening. Bye now.